Are there things that we didn't learn in history?
Why, yes. From 8000 BC to 600 BC, there was the Indianization of Cambodia.
What was that?
Come on, I'll show you. So first, you must understand that Indianization was not colonization. It was just a series of choices made by local elites when encountering the Indian culture, either in India as pilgrims or through Indian trade in Cambodia.
I remember that the main aspects of Indian culture was that was accepted into Cambodia were its gods and its governance, but they never adapted the caste system.
Which would be all of the reasons for the main significance of this topic. Also, Indianization was not the first time or the last time when blending and adaptation of cultural elements from outside Cambodia helped to form the ongoing cultural history of the country today.
Whoa, who is that?
That's Ben Zhao.
Ben who?
Ben Zhao. She was the first Chinese philosopher. She was born in Fufeng, Aling. Her family served the imperial court for 3 generations.
That's so cool, but what about her personal life? Was she married?
She was married when she was 14, but her husband died years later. She never remarried. She wanted to focus on her literacy pursuits.
Did she write any books?
She wrote Lessons for Women, which was full of practical and also applications of Confucian philosophies for creating harmony in the home and life.
So basically a book on how to be a proper woman?
Yes, she's important because she was the first female Chinese philosopher to impact the lives of everyday Chinese females.
Bert, it's cold in here. What time period are you in?
This is 600 to 1450 Europe, who's facing effects of the Little Ice Age.
Oh, that means cooler average temperatures, right?
Correct, which can also cause rippling effects everywhere. So as you already know, farming was the main occupation and main income source at this time.
But with cooler temperatures, that means bad harvests.
Yes, and with bad harvest comes less food availability. So people go hungry and you see starvation arise and slowed population growth. But this is not the only problem. People begin to spend what little money they have on food because they aren't receiving income from their failing crops. And then they don't have money to buy manufactured products.
So the people that are making these products don't get money either?
Exactly. And with more hunger, people are becoming weaker and are unable to work the fields and machines.
Are there any other issues in this area?
There's war everywhere, and women are becoming widows because their husbands are dying at war. So you see more households ran by women, which is abnormal during this time.
So basically, the Little Ice Age means 4 damaging impacts. Bad harvest from cooler average temperatures, no income, starvation, and slowed population growth. But it also brings rise to positive things like women running households.
Very good, Melita.
Whoa, this place looks depressing.
This was during the time of troubles in Russia.
What was that? Because whatever it is, it doesn't sound good.
You're right. The time of troubles was a period of political crisis in Russia. It followed the demise of the Rurik dynasty and ended with the Romanov dynasty in 1613.
What kind of crisis?
Well, there was a lot of foreign intervention, peasant uprising, and there was a famine that killed off a third of the population.
So this is important because of the market left in Russian history. The time of troubles gives us insight to Russia's economic history when they weren't as strong as they seemed. Interesting.
Very good. And now we're at the time period of 1750 to 1914, where we meet Porfirio Diaz.
Oh, he's the reason why we celebrate Cinco de Mayo and have $4 tequila shots.
You're right about Mr. Diaz. During the 19th century, Mexico was facing internal challenges as well as threats from other nations. War was everywhere, and Diaz abandoned his studies to become a soldier. He became known for his skill and bravery and earned the title of hero during the Battle of Puebla.
And very little time, Diaz became one of Mexico's most notorious dictators.
Yep, and his dictatorship rule was what brought about the Mexican Revolution, which is his main importance. Melita, you should know about this place and why we're here.
This is Cambodia. In 1975, there was a genocide called the Khmer Rouge.
And what is the Khmer Rouge?
It was the Communist Party of Kampuchea, led by the Marxist leader Pol Pot. His goal was to create a year zero, where Cambodia would be a classless society, in other words, a perfect utopia. Many free markets, money, normal schooling, private property, foreign clothing styles, religious practices, and traditional Khmer culture was abolished.
And where are we right now?
We are outside the famous S-21 prison known as the Tuol Museum of Genocide. Out of the 14,200 people in prison here, only 7 were believed to survive. Pol Pot instructed his soldiers to kill intellectuals and minorities. Similar to the Nazis, the Khmer Rouge were meticulous in documenting their barbarism.
And this is important because it is one of the largest genocides of the 20th century that had a major effect on Cambodia's economy and growth. Cambodia is still trying to repair the damage that was done. So in recap, each of these time periods had special people or events that we have not studied before, but have significant impacts on history and the world today.
Wow, Miss Frizzle, I learned so much. Your adventures are the best.
She was the first female Chinese woman
Whoa.
in India as it was really just a series of choices that local Cambodian Indian Fang
Which means 4 damaging impacts.